Hello, Tower Hill community. As we prepare to welcome our students back to Tower Hill at Home next week, I wanted to invite you in to my home here in my home office at Hayward House. And I realize that all of us are still coming to terms with our new reality for the time being. And I also realize that some of us, including myself, may be a little zoomed out at the moment or have a little Zoom fatigue. But I also know that we will begin to get used to this and begin to manage, and our students will be into a routine before too long. So I also have been fascinated during this time so far about perspective. Now, there's the perspective that our Zoom virtual backgrounds can give us. That's kind of cool. You can be on a beach or in the woods, and that's one kind of perspective. However, I've also noticed that during this time, there is real power to our human perspective. And to that end, I wonder if your family, like the Spears family, has been in touch more so now than ever before, even if virtually, with many friends and family that we haven't talked to in a long time. So ironically, a time of uncertainty draws us closer, and there is the desire to connect with family and friends that maybe you haven't talked to in a long time. And this is a good thing. We just talked last night with a dear uncle who is in his 90s, and he offered wonderful perspective on this country, the world, and humanity. And he had great stories, and it gave us hope. So I would ask all of us to pay attention to the power of human perspective right now. While we can fool around on our Zooms with different virtual backgrounds and perspectives, there is nothing more powerful than the human perspective right now. And I thought I would share a virtual perspective with you in a way. Right from my desk here, I have photos that remind me and give me a different perspective as I sit here and work at my desk. One is of Mr. Speers and me from a long time ago, which gives me one perspective. Then we fast forward to our children when they were little with Mr. Speers. And then even a perspective when I was a little girl and on my dad's chest there when I was 11 months old. And finally, there's wonderful artwork here that gives me a joyful perspective. Our daughter seemed to think this was a portrait of her mother, and I'm not sure that's my favorite Zoom background. But it offers me perspective of imagination and creativity and all of the things we can look forward to as our students return to a Tower Hill education. We cannot wait to welcome them back. We are here for you. We will all get through this together. And remember the power of our human perspective. We will see you next week.